Hey guys, it is Will Claus here from Davis R. Chant Realtors, and I wanted to introduce you to a new series that I've started here called Community Connect. It's for the Lake Wallenpaupack, Masthope, and the greater Pocono region here, where you'll find interviews with mortgage brokers, attorneys, local business owners, restaurants, organizers of events. There'll be a lot of different things here, so keep checking back to the page here or subscribe to this YouTube channel for regular updates. My first one here that I'm debuting is with mortgage broker Jason Wiggins from My City Mortgage, and I hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, it's Will Claus here from Davis R. Chant Realtors. Today I'm with Jason Wiggins from My City Mortgage. We're going to be talking about a couple things here briefly on some new changes in the new company. So Jason, if you've heard his name before, he's been a longtime mortgage professional who has just started up. My City Mortgage has a new is it a branch office in the area, or is this a whole new company altogether?
Well, we started a whole new company. We teamed up with a company called Hometown Lenders to be our back end. So My City is our brand, and we have it obviously here in our Philly office down in Virginia, and we're looking to grow even in more markets.
Okay. What made you decide to start this company? Again, you've been a long time guy in the industry. What made you make the change?
Well, honestly, control. The industry changes so much. You need to have control over your process, whether it be your underwriting, processing, closing, all that stuff, and also the ability to use the specific technology that you want to use. Where other companies, they kind of mandate what you need to do. Here with us, it's an open canvas. We can do whatever we want. So we're going to invest a lot of money into technology to speed up the process and also make it a lot more user friendly for the borrowers that like the technology, but still keep it to where we have the old school version of it, where take the phone apps and do it for borrowers that aren't tech savvy. But there's so much technology out there now that can really increase the speed of how quick you can get a mortgage to the pipeline these days. And having the ability to have your own underwriters, your own process, and your own closer, you can kind of move things where you need to, which is ultimately why we started this. The good thing is that making the move, we were able to take our whole team from our previous company here. So we're up and running and ready to go.
Okay. And so a lot of that is a lot of the new technology stuff is where people, I think, want ahead but aren't quite there yet. So that's definitely a unique part of your new business. Anything else that will differentiate you from the others?
Well, we've got an app that we're rolling out. We're pretty close on that. And that app's going to be interactive between realtors and borrowers. So with that app, borrowers will be able to see what their mortgage payment is without having to call. They can just change some figures. Realtors will be able to print pre-quals. That'll be preset with pre-qual amounts in there, so they're not having to call their lender every 5 minutes and they need an updated pre-qual. They'll have the ability to do that. So a lot of cool stuff like that's coming out that is going to make it a lot more user friendly for buyers and our realtor partners.
Okay. Obviously, in my area, I work up at Lake Wallenpaupack, and we have a big second home buyer program. Do you traditionally just do conventional 20% down loans, or do you have any kind of different programs for first-time home buyers or vacation owners, anything like that?
So it's going to be a secondary residence, and that's dictated by whether you're going to live there full time or not. A lot of people think just because they don't own a house somewhere, they're buying a home, it can be a primary, but it's not. It's all about how you're going to occupy it. So from a second home perspective, the minimum down payment requirement is 10%. You can actually do a 6% seller assist with that as well. So they have made it more affordable for borrowers to get into a second home without having to foot the full 20% down and plus all the closing costs. So there are some options. As far as the first-time homebuyer stuff, obviously that's going to be more for your primary residence, and we have all those products: PHFA, FHA, USDA, VA, all the programs that are out there with little or no down payments. We offer those as well.
Okay, great.
At very competitive rates, which is one thing we're really happy about. The way that we've set our pricing up is we have the ability to price through many different investors to get the best rate of the day. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to use that investor or their guidelines. We're just really basically using that rate. So we've become very, very rate competitive, where before we struggled a little bit with that.
Okay, good. Yeah, the technology probably helps a lot with the overhead and stuff on that too.
It does, and it helps streamline and get everything done quicker. I mean, a lot of time rates are locked for periods of time, 30, 45, or 60 days. And obviously the longer you have to lock a loan, the more expensive it is. So if you can lock everything for 30 days and deliver, you can move a lot, you can offer a lot better rates.
Right. What's a typical timeline then from application? Say you get the contract together, you got the application together around the same time. How quickly can we look at a closing then?
Well, the crazy part about that is Hometown's timeline is 18 days. so they move very quickly. We're not quite there yet. And the problem is, it's not always going to be 18 days. Every buyer is different. So, you've got some borrowers, through some of this technology that we have, we're back to doing loans through, just doing data verify, account check. So we're actually doing loans where we don't have to give borrowers pay stubs, W-2s, or bank statements. So, when you have a borrower that qualifies for that, that's obviously an 18-day borrower. Your typical FHA, USDA, they're going to be 45 days still. And right now, obviously, we know that rates are at historic lows again. So it's really spurred the refi market. So right now, lenders aren't moving as quickly as they are. But in the real time, we have the ability to move loans in less than 30 days.
You do refis as well, you were saying?
We do lots of them right now.
Okay.
Market, interest rates are low 3s, so it's been crazy.
Yeah. So basically in our market, I know a ton of markets across the state. We just sort of opened up real estate again after this whole mess that we've had over the last couple months. And we have in like this slingshot recovery here of pent up buyers and sellers all getting together here. A ton of properties are going under contract quickly. And we have a lot of new buyers out there. What is your best advice for someone that's just starting their search right now, or maybe just going out and looking at homes in these next few weekends here? What's your best advice to get them to, give us a competitive offer on these homes that are going quick?
Well, the big thing is have your documents ready. I mean, if you're applying for a mortgage, you need to have your income documents. So have your W-2s, your pay stubs, your bank statements, have all that stuff ready. So when you do talk to a lender, you can get that stuff sent right over, securely to them so they can review it. It'll help speed up the pre-approval process. But the bigger part of it is know your budget. A lot of people, the question we get asked a lot of times is, what am I approved for? Well, a lot more than what you want is the answer. So we try to work with people and go backwards. Like, where do you want to be on a price, a payment per month, and also how much cash do you have to work with? Those are the biggest things, because that's going to really dictate as to what price range of borrowers should be looking at. So those are the big things that we do. I'm not a big fan of how much do I pre-qualify for, because like I said, it's always going to be a lot more than what they want. And from a realtor perspective, you never want to tell somebody you're good up to 350 without reviewing what that payment looks like, because if you show them a 350 house, when they see the payment, they might not like that. And, it's going to be real hard to show them a $200,000 house now that after they've seen a 350. So having your docs ready and knowing your budget are the two biggest things that'll help speed up the pre-approval process.
Okay, makes sense. You were talking about an app that you had before. Is that something that's in the works, or is that something that's out now?
It is. It's in the works. We're probably about a week or two from delivery on that. We've had some customizations added to it that we wanted. A lot of it is uploading of documents from a borrower right through the app, so to make it a lot easier. They'll be able to take pictures of their pay stubs and stuff and just upload them right into the app. And also, it's got a real-time tracker on it, so it'll cross off those documents when they upload them. So a borrower will know that, hey, I've uploaded these docs and I'm clear with that. And it will send a reminder as well if there's still docs outstanding. That's usually the biggest problem that we have in this business is getting docs. And a buyer will say to a realtor, I already sent the doc. But in this case now they know if it's a document that was sent and accepted by the bank, we'll cross it off the list.
Great. All right. So obviously then you're still starting out with the initial, like a phone conversation or an online app or something. Is that the best way for them to begin the search?
Absolutely. Yeah. We send them an online application so they can do a secure link, and then we'll follow up to review the information with them. And that's usually the best way. And through that, we can send a link for, to upload documents securely through the portal, so they're not emailing those across the web.
And that's a time that they could talk to you too about what type of program is going to be best for them at this point based on their own specific needs.
Without a doubt. Absolutely. That's where we go through and determine whether they're, USDA is the best route or a PHFA. Not everybody, a lot of people like to paint everybody with the FHA bucket, and that's not always the best route for people. In the market you're in, that's a very heavy USDA area. So, we try to look at USDA prior to FHA because it's a no down payment. The mortgage insurance, or the insurance on it, they call it, is much cheaper than it is on an FHA loan. So for a borrower's perspective, if a USDA loan is, if they're eligible for that, that's going to be a better route than a FHA loan.
Okay. And obviously I'll put your contact information as well in the description here, but what's the best way for them to get in touch with you if they wanted to get their search going right now?
Well, you can always call or text my cell, which is 570-815-5389. And our email address is jwiggins@gomycity.com. Okay. And our website is actually gomycity.com as well.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks so much. Anything else for everybody out there, or just looking forward to the calls here?
Let's get the phones ringing again.
All right. Yeah, you got to get back to work. I know you got a lot going on here, so thanks so much for taking the time.
Absolutely, man. Thanks, Will.
All right. You're welcome.
See you, buddy.